Barak Yahweh Alam. What's happening, righteous family? Welcome back to True Talk. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm tripping. Now this dude, he put this on, Facebook. It's just the the crazy that keep on giving. But he video taped himself and his supposed to be wife on their wedding day, and he called it off. I believe on their wedding day. Like, just listen to this. Listen to this.
Stuff, bro. You really gonna invite your bro? You really gonna invite your ex to the wedding?
We're just free.
You really gonna invite your ex to the wedding?
We're just free.
Man, I'm not trying to hear none of that,
Please
bro.
don't mess up
I'm
my
not
big
trying to hear.
day. Please, like we got so many people here. Don't do this to me.
How am I messing up your big day? You invited your ex to the wedding, man.
Friends now.
I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro.
But please don't do
I'm
this.
not trying to hear none of that.
Our
I'm not trying to hear none of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. You invited your ex to the wedding.
We're
That's
just
crazy.
friends now.
How y'all just friends? Why is he at our
You worried
wedding?
about somebody from college? We're married. Like this is our
We're not.
day.
We're not married. Matter of fact, here you can take this ring back.
No, babe.
You can take the ring back. On my soul, it's over with. It's over with. That's crazy.
You gonna do this
It's
to
over
me?
with, bro. It's over with. That's messed up, bro. You really gonna invite your bro? You really gonna invite your ex to the wedding?
Now I read through the comments, and of course, I don't let comments sway me, but I like to gauge how people thinking. And every now and then, if somebody say something reasonable, it may give me another perspective. I say, okay, I understand. As a man, I don't understand. Maybe I don't know the backstory. Have she cheated on him with this ex before? Uh, how they been having issues because of this ex kept popping up, and and she said, okay, I got rid of him for good, and this has caused something, you know, vicious and caused problems in our relationships. To now on our day out of the blue, he's here. You invite him. Like, first of all, how didn't you know he was invited until the wedding day? Like, y'all not talking about this. She never said, "Hey, babe, I'm inviting my ex. Is that okay?" First of all, I ain't got a dog in this fight. I'm not a simp. I don't pander to women, and I'm not a meat rider. Just because he a dude, I don't be like, yeah, for the bros. Like, I'm for most high. I just tell the truth all the way around. If she's right, she's right. If he's right, he's right. There's no two rights. There's only a right and a wrong. And sometimes two people can be wrong, but there can never be two rights. There can be two wrongs and there can be a wrong and a right, but there can never be two rights. Now, what I say about her, she should have considered, especially if this was somebody she cheated with him on. But I'm not even getting that vibe. I mean, out of the conversation, I'm not getting, but how he's kind of acting, like that can be the only issue that I would see. You know, that this dude have been up in his woman and then kind of mock him about it. It's like I don't, I deal with you, but as long as this dude can stay far away from us, you don't have nothing to deal with him. But yeah, I think she should have said, "Hey, babe, is it cool if I invite my ex?" Like, wouldn't that be something you tell your long life partner that it's not your wedding, it's y'all wedding? Wouldn't it be something you would want him to know? I'm inviting this specific person. So that's one. So I give she's wrong for not telling him or giving him the heads up, but I can't help but to ask myself, do he really want to marry this woman in the first place? It looked like he just looking for an excuse. Maybe he got the cold feet and he went and looking around and he said, "Is that her ex?" Okay, this is my reason, and I gotta make like this is a big deal and even record it so I can break this thing off. Because if you really love and care about this woman, some dude that what you said in college, she's a date in college, nobody tripping over that. Like, ain't none of y'all virgin. Like, I don't know y'all, but is he a virgin? Like, or have she been your first and only? Like nowadays, God forbid, and it's sad, but when you meet a female, you ain't the first one. If she's not a virgin, you're not the first one that done cut, turned that key and drove it. And sometimes as a man, we don't even like to think of what somebody has done or been doing with our woman, even though we know we done had women before her, and because we know how we done in sexual being with women, and you like, did somebody do that with my woman? And nobody want a woman that's been ran through. And I don't think this is what this is. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't think that's what it is. But in these nowadays, it's a reality that you gonna marry a woman that somebody done taught, done stick their key in her ignitions and crunked it up. You know, are there still virgins out there? For sure. If you find you a good one, you know, keep her. A lot of time a virgin get with some dude that's just gonna take their virginity and leave, and because these dudes so hyper sexual addict, sleeping with multiple women, they're like, oh, she not mature enough in sex with me, even though she's a virgin or whatever. Not understanding the goal you got, but to me it just seemed like he just don't want to get mad and got an excuse like this is not a breakup offense. Would I be mad? Would I feel a little bit disrespect? Yeah. And when I have a deep talk to you, and when I be like, like I'm the type of dude. I'm like, hey, he gotta go. And since I didn't invite him, you gotta tell him to go. And if she don't do it on our wedding day, if she don't have the balls enough, the gauze enough to say, yeah, hey, my husband don't want you here, you gotta go. And then there's an issue. They be like, wait a minute, do I want to marry a female that can't stand up even on our wedding day and tell some dude in her past to leave that she invited? Now, if that was the issue, then I say, okay, I can see that. It's like, okay, then call the whole thing off. But just somebody that she dated, and I'm pretty sure she dated more people, so by this dude. And she is saying we just friends. Like, miss me with all that friend junk. I'm the type of Negro, if y'all done been together, what you mean friends? You mean like we talk on the phone every now and then? Friends? The type of friends I need for y'all to be is we don't talk to each other, but when we do see each other, we still cool. We speak and we have a little conversation to keep it moving. We're friends, that type of friends. But that type of friends as we keeping in contact, you calling me about certain issues and problems. I'm calling you about certain issues and problems. Nah, your man is your friend. Your husband is your friend. What do you need him for? You don't need no man friends. You need God friends. Any man friend you need is in your husband, and your daddy, and your cousin, somebody related. And that's just straight up. That's not insecure. That's real. That's it don't get no realer than that. That's reality. Some women you gotta play like women that want to play games Y'all, some of y'all dudes are not up on game, and a female when she want to run game and have a cake and eat it too, she'll want to do certain things that shouldn't be done, and she'll use the oh you just insecure, so you can kind of get in your feelings and feel a type of way and say, well, maybe if I was a real man, I wouldn't worry about this. No, there's certain things that a real man will and won't allow. And if you really care about your woman, you're not gonna have her going out dressed in a certain type of way. You're not gonna have her around certain people, allow for her to be around certain people. She's your responsibility. And any woman that love a man, they'll say the same thing. He can't be around certain hoes and certain women's, and because y'all are each other protector. Y'all are she's your helper. She's there to help you, and you there to nurture and build her up. And it's a partnership, it's a teamwork. So jealousy uh, is a good thing in a marriage. If your husband not jealous or your wife not jealous, then they really don't care about you. And I'm not talking about jealous like over jealous, like to the point that it's crazy and y'all always fighting out an argument and they always thinking you trying to talk to somebody. Nah, that like a little like a little like okay now, slow down. I see you talking to the old girl. Do I need to intervene? That type of jealousy. But she letting you know, hey, you mine, and you crossing the line. Back up a little bit, and let your hint to know it ain't gotta go any further. We ain't gotta act up when she give you that little hint. Go ahead and back her. No, okay. I'm stepping the line. I'm making my woman feel some type of way, and she's not feeling that way for nothing. Vice versa, I'm making my man feel some type of way, and it's not that way for nothing. Cause just as much a woman know a woman better than a man do when it comes to a certain aspect, damn real. The man know. He know when a man is. We know. You may think we just friends and he my ex, but I know the way he look at you. The certain things he do, I know. So but do I think this offense, a criminal offense to call off the wedding? Do I think it's that grievous or offense to call off the wedding? No. Why don't he just tell her to tell him to leave on that wedding day? Well, I do say this, like I try to pay attention to how people talking. Seem like she more worried about being embarrassed than anything. Like, and this, I gotta ask, do when people get married, there's got to be a foundation of the Most High before anything. Y'all got to be able to be obedient and fear the Most High. I don't trust no woman or man that don't fear and obey the Most High. And even if they do, I'm kind of looking at them side eye. But nevertheless, this is what communication is for. You gotta marry people that you know. Like, did she not know who she was marrying? Did she not know this was gonna make him mad? Did he not know that? You know what I'm saying? That she was still in contact with this dude and was inviting him. Like, how long have they been together? Like, is it love? Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's they easy to throw it away, and she's not coming off like, baby, I love you. I didn't hear her one time confirm to this man that, hey, I don't love him. I love you. Like, in my mind, I don't know her. Like, that would be the issue. The issue would be like, hey, she just keeps saying, we friends, we friends. Don't do this on my wedding day. My mama in there. You gonna do this to me? You gonna do this our wedding day? Like, it's almost like she care more about the idea of getting married and being married to this man than she care about more why this man is upset and you know how we should deal with the matter. Now, any you know woman that really care about you, she gonna confirm, hey, Trust me, I done been there. She gonna say I will. Look, F him. I love you. If you want me to tell him to leave, like if he's the issue, okay, it ain't not for us to get rid of that issue because it's not an issue. But the fact she's not saying, hey, he can leave, or you know, I love you, I don't love him. The fact she just keeps saying that was in college, we're just friends. You're gonna do this on our wedding day. My family in there. Don't do this on my wedding day. It's like this deeper than your wedding day. Y'all supposed to be in love. This is something y'all supposed to spend it for the rest of y'all life for. So dude, he was in the comments and he was asking people what he was wrong. And, a lot of people saying, yeah, you really overreacted. You know, had a lot of dudes like, nah, you ain't overreact. They probably still effing. They probably still effing. Those type of dudes that's really insecure. And a woman can't even sneeze, you know, without her being a hoe and effing around. But I sent him a message. I was like, man, what's up? Like, did she cheated on you with this dude? Like, man to man, I don't get it. Like, what's the issue? I don't think this offense if you truly love her. This ain't an offense to call out the wedding for. So, overall, man, I don't think they really should be married. I think they need to get to know each other a little bit more. Uh, Obvious they got some crease to iron out. But marriage, I always say marriage is not about getting it perfect, then getting together and living a perfect life. No, it's about living life together and dealing with these issues while we together and cleaning each other up and cleaning our houses out together. Not cleaning my house out and you clean your house out. Then we get together. Because there's always going to be, people are always growing. We always going to learn new things about each other, and there's always going to be obstacles to cross. And when any little thing come up, is it, oh, we get another voice? Like I was saying, if she was sleeping with this dude and he found out, I understand. If they was having issue with the problems and she done real issues where they relationship was in shambles because of this dude, then okay, I can understand. A little bit dramatic, but I can understand, because when it's on 10, if it's like F me, it's F you. I don't care if your mama or your grandma here. I'm going to get my respect. If you ain't going to give it to me, keep it moving. But just because if it's like I'm not having a problem with this dude, we never had an issue, I just know he's your ex, and we getting married, and you decide to invite him, and even though he's your ex, I don't want him. Like, I'm not calling off the wedding for that. If there's, you know what I'm saying, like if there's no hasn't been no issue with this dude, but I'm gonna play it one more time before I leave, and I'm just curious, man. Do y'all think this dude is right? Do y'all think he's wrong? Do y'all uh, what would you would have done, woman? What you think? Cause I need to hear from a woman. Do you think that she's wrong? What do you think she should have done in this situation? Cause we all on the outside looking in, but when emotion get involved, and you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, we can only speculate. But play this one more time.
Wedding.
We're just friends.
You really really gonna invite your ex to the wedding?
We're just
Man, I'm not trying to hear none of that,
Please
bro.
don't mess up
I'm
my
not trying to
big
hear.
day. Please, like we got so many people here. Don't do this to me.
How am I messing up your big day? You invited your ex to the wedding, man. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro.
Please don't do
I'm not
this.
trying to hear none of
It's our
that.
day.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. That's
Please don't do this
crazy.
to me,
That's
please.
crazy. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. You invited
Go for our parents
you
and
invited
everything.
your ex to the wedding.
We're
That's
just
crazy.
friends now.
How y'all just friends? Why is he at our
You worried
wedding?
about somebody from college? We're married. Like this is our
We're not
day.
married. Matter of fact, here, you can take this ring back.
No,
You can
babe.
take the ring back. On my soul, it's over with. It's over with. That's crazy.
How you gonna do this
It's
to
over
me?
with, bro. It's over with. It's messed up, bro. You really gonna invite your bro?
Yeah, so like I was saying, the red flags is, you know, she's not saying, baby, I love you. I don't love him. Shit, the issue him, we can kick him out now. Like, the issue, she just like, babe, it's, it's, he's, he's in college. It's nothing. Like, my parents here. I wedding, like, but, as always, let y'all be true and every man a lie. Till next time, shalom.